Yeah, we're gonna jump right in, Catherine. I have a question for you. So, Martin and I, we talked about this on the last episode, and it wasn't a debate. I think we ended up coming to a conclusion. What do you think is worse, owner's suite, or owner's bedroom, or master's bedroom? Don't be shy.
What is worse between the
Yeah,
two?
what's worse between the two?
I don't think you can say either.
You can. Well, wait. So I just want to come out and say the CP way of saying it, or the PC way. Sorry, PC way.
CP.
I'm tired. Oh, it's been a long day. Oh, I'm stupid.
All
Anyway,
right. Okay.
so the PC way of saying it is the owner suite. When me and my wife went to buy a house, they were like, "Oh, the owner suite." I was like, "You mean the master suite?" And they were like, "The owner's suite." And I don't know. It feels like diet master. Like it feels like it's still an insulting. You can't say it. But like, what
it,
would you replace it with?
it has the word own in it.
Right?
Thank you. We need to baby bear this. Like you got the, I guess master suite is the papa bear.
I
Owner
thought
suite is the mama bear. We got to baby bear it.
I thought they were just called the main bedroom now.
Whoa. That might fix all the problems. Because I was like, you gotta call it the owner suite. Like, there's no other word. It's only master and owner. That's it. Because you're the master and owner of the house. But like main, there's like no ownership there. There's no way it can get misconstrued. But I'm gonna keep calling it an owner suite. Welcome to the Us Listening Counseling Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Martin.
I'm your boy Jermaine.
And I'm Catherine.
And we're back again with another episode on Sister Counseling Podcast. I think this is going to be the first time we're live on YouTube and Instagram. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It looks like it's working on my side. I asked Jamie. He said we're good. We're live and we're streaming. So we'll see if it works. And if it continues to work, this will be our future. It took us a while to get here, but we finally made it.
Look, I think the updates between the software as a service, it finally caught up with us. But honestly, look, we live in golden times where AI is taking over, inflation's crazy. It's like $5 for or $6 for milk. You know, we
Oh,
living it up, man.
I mean, also,
You know,
sorry, go ahead.
speaking of updates, I did a quick little search because, I've been going through the job search process. So I just wanted to see how visible and connected my name was with this podcast. And so I did a little search and noticed that you guys added my name to the podcast. And I just wanted to genuinely say thank you for the update. And I also wanted to say that after, how long have we been friends?
Well, friends is a loose term. We've known each other. I'm kidding. No, we've been friends for quite some time, at least 10 years.
Okay.
God.
And you've known my name that whole time?
I have.
Yeah. You would think after all this time you could spell it right. You ding dong.
Okay. In the podcast offense, I'm dyslexic, so I'm just gonna say that like, look, I am self-diagnosed dyslexic. I am now like my brain just doesn't work properly. I'm gonna take it for it. I autocorrected too. I right click.
There is
Bro,
no
I paid
way.
Grammarly for something. Grammarly, you're not our sponsor. You gotta get that AI up, bro. You gotta be able to spell Catherine's name right. I was gonna say KO, but I was like, you know what? No. Needs to be some class. Need to give her some grace. Catherine. I was like, how the fuck do you spell the name? Right click. Done. All right. I did it.
Well,
I
it's
don't blame
funny.
you. Nowhere in the universe do they spell it the way that you did on the podcast.
It's not my fault. The AI did it, bro.
It's funny because I thought it was going to go completely somewhere else. But Catherine's going to be like, thank you for finally adding my name to the show notes and the directors, producers, hosts, and everything. The job market is rough, and I think they're Googling and finding out I'm on the pod, so take me off.
No, they would never be able to find me because you spelled my fucking name wrong.
Again, in my defense, I'm dyslexic. Okay, I'm just saying. Right?
It's my name.
Look, okay, we gonna get it in post after the episode, and this is very live, so everyone sees Jermaine's fuck up. I'm dyslexic. I'll take it. I'll take it. Martin has to go over my
Have
shit
you
all the
seen
time.
Have you seen Fired Mom on TikTok?
No, what's fired
No.
mom?
Oh, you have to watch it. She's this estranged mom. All three of her kids went no contact, and she's like actually crazy. You sound just like her. She doesn't take accountability for her stuff. She
Ooh.
doesn't say.
I said I took accountability.
She said I had a concussion, and that's what made me crazy.
She's like, I'm legally blind in my left eye.
I'm legally
And I'm
blind.
85% blind in my right eye. So I ain't see nothing. Also deaf.
I feel so addict right now. Look, okay, I said I'll fix it, okay?
Oh my god.
Jesus.
All right,
Jesus.
moving on.
Well, aside from the blunder of your name, how are you doing, Catherine?
I've had a rough day today. So,
Well, at least you're laughing. So
yeah.
it couldn't have been that bad.
I spent 9 hours with two kids babysitting. It was long, long, long day.
Mm.
Speak on it. Does this make you like solidify your future dink card, dual income, no kids card? It's
Oh,
like,
for sure. I don't, not in the cards for me. I really love kids, but the 4-year-old literally locked me out of the house at one point with the 2-year-old, and my phone was inside.
mm.
Did you knock?
I did. I was knocking on the door and asking for him to let me in. And he said, "No, you need the key."
Oh my god.
He
Why
basically
did he
stranger
know?
dangered you. He says stranger danger.
Yeah. So I was just like bartering with him through the door to open it, and long day.
But you got in. The baby is alive. The 2-year-old's alive, so you got back in the house.
Yeah, I did my job.
And now you told us off podcast, but you said you doubled your rate.
Yes. Starting now, that rate is double.
Look, I got some coworkers that had that felt the same way. They were like babysitting, and they were like, "I hate kids," and then they were like, "I hate other people's kids. I love my kids. I do not like other people's kids, though." So, dink, or you can be in that category of like my other people kids, but you have a preferred baby too, so you always can default to Mr. Bodie.
Isn't it like dink wag or something like that? Or dinkwad? Dinkwad. It's like dual income no kids with a dog or something like that.
I hate our generation, bro.
People come up with anything to not take accountability. Okay, never mind.
Like me calling myself dyslexic.
Yeah.
And then blaming AI.
Right.
Now that part is true. That part is true. Anyways, what are we talking today? So I can get off this
The hot seat's too hot for you. I understand. So today, actually, this kind of was brought to me by Catherine because we send TikToks back and forth. More her than me because I try to get off the TikTok, but it keeps pulling me back. So one of the TikTok videos she sent me was about like why is marriage hard, or I think that's what it was. It was like marriage is hard. It's called Marriage is Hard, and it's like shows different videos and clips of how marriage could be hard. And there's silly stuff. It's not like real things like finances or like being loyal or anything like that. No, it's like small things. For example, one of the things that I struggle with in my marriage that I do. I'm not. No one's perfect. First of all, no one's perfect. But I
I
have a
agree.
hard time. You should be better, Jermaine. I have a hard time with putting my clothes in the dirty clothes hamper. Like it'll be right there. Like it's like right on the side of the bed. We can see it when I get undressed that night. I take my clothes off, and the clothes will be on the side of the bed, 3 inches away from the actual laundry. But there's a science to it because if it's on the floor right there, I might put it back on. I might not, but I want the option because once you put it in the hamper, it's dirty. But when it's on the floor, you can put it back on and it's fine. So like my wife gets on me all the time about it, but like there's purpose. There's a purpose for it, right? So
Mhm.
that's kind of one of the scenarios that we were talking about, and this doesn't have to necessarily apply only to marriages. People have roommates, they live with their significant others, and they live with their pets too. You all have roommates one way, shape, or form. So we're going to talk about different scenarios where we say that marriage or living with someone is hard.
Okay. So it's kind of like the ick slash pet peeve
Ah,
podcast.
Yeah.
yes, it's definitely an ick. You know, I don't want to say ick. That's a little
Well,
harsh. My wife can listen to me, so I'm going to be a little bit censored today. It's not really an ick, but it's more of a really like. I know. So since I gave one of mine, I'm gonna give one of my wives, and my wife. Oh God,
my sister wives.
yeah, sister wives. No. So one of the things that happened to me, I think it was yesterday when I was texting you guys. I think I told you about it. Like I got up in the morning, I was like, oh, I gotta go into the office. My mouth was dry, and I was like, all I really want is a glass of water to start my day. So I go to the kitchen, open the fridge, grab my favorite cup, reach in, turn the tab for the Brita. No water comes out. Absolutely no water. She finished out the water, didn't refill it, and just went to bed last night. Tell me you hate me without telling me you hate me. It's not grounds for divorce, but I don't know, man. It really grinded my gears waking up to that.
That reminds me of one of my icks or pet peeves. I'll stick with ick. That my brother does. So we talked. Me and my brother. I think our biggest um arguments, not arguments, but disagreements come from the kitchen. So similar to your water thing, it's like okay, I come from work and I normally cook for like because I don't meal prep do it on Sunday. I do it on Monday. Why? Don't ask me. This time I forgot and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it on Tuesday. That's fine. Sometimes I come home from work and I'm like, all right, man, I'm tired. I just want to get right to cooking. I can't cook, and this could just be a me thing. I can't cook when the whole everything's dirty. Like there's dishes in the sink, there's shit on the counter. So my thing is like, I turned on the dishwasher. The sink was clean when I left the house. I
Mm.
come back home. There's dishes in the sink, and the dishwasher is still loaded. I'm like, you've been here all day.
Wait. In your brother's defense, I'll be the devil's advocate here.
Okay.
He has a day job. He's working. Like it's not like he's just chilling and like making messes and not thinking about it. No, he's thinking about it, but he gets a 30-minute lunch just like you do.
Look, man, I'm gonna be honest. And if people Hilton hears me, I don't care. I have a 30-minute lunch, but at home and at work, your boy stretch it to an hour 15 minutes. So my man ate lunch, chilling, watching YouTube, and I'm like, yo, you just look. I know what you ate because you put it right in the dishes, in the dish, in the sink, and the drink's not done. So that's one of my and it's not even just my brother. It was like this with my own roommates too, where I would clean the dishes that morning, and I would come back, and the dishes there'd be more dishes in there, and no one would unload the dishwasher, and I'm like, so I gotta do it. Or I talk to them and then they get shitty with me. Anyways, all right, Catherine, your go because I'm getting heated.
So I lived with my brother last summer, and apparently I do this too, but living with him, it was so frustrating. He, no matter what it is, whether it's like a bag of chips or uh, lunch meat or a bottle of wine, he leaves just like literally a sip or like 2 chips in the bag and puts it back in, or like half a piece of lunch meat.
He saved it for you.
Yeah, but I do the same thing, but you go to open something up and there's nothing more upsetting.
That's rough. Because imagine like you had like again like Jermaine said, you like had a long day of work or something, and you open the cabinet and you see the bag of potato chips, like the party size bag, and it's like rolled up, and you're like, oh, there's just enough for me, and you reach in, and there's nothing but like crumbs.
Bro,
Oh, I would be so livid. Why do y'all do that to each other? Why do you and your brother do that to each other?
Right? Just put it in the trash can.
it's so you know that it needs to be filled. Some people do this. I know my old roommate. Um, he did it like a couple of times where I was like, I just need to remember that it's empty, and I'm like, brother, just toss. If it's not there, if it's like no space like where it should be, then it's gone. But I was like, bro, like, oh, that hurts. That hurts me. That hurts me on a spiritual level.
Man. Well, I haven't had like I mean I've had roommates. Like I had my roommate Chris. Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. We about
First
to
shout out in
drag
a
you.
while we've done, but shout out to Chris. He was my roommate a while ago, and honestly, we didn't have too many issues. Like he would be in his room and do his own thing. It was kind of like I lived by myself. Like he did everything in his room, and I just had the whole apartment to myself, which was really nice. However, shots fired. There was a time where we had a roommate, a third roommate, and unbeknownst to me, they were living there way longer than I thought they were going to be. I thought it was like going to be a quick thing where they're going to be like, hey, they just need a place to stay until they get back on their feet. It's going to be fine. It's going to be like a couple days. And what's a couple days to you guys?
2.
2 days, right? 2. I've heard a couple is 3. Well, my wife tells me a couple is 2 because it takes 2 to make a couple. Whatever. I think a couple is 2 to 3 days in my head. So I'm
2
like,
to
that's
3.
fine.
Few.
And you're pissing me off. That's not the story. That's not the story. So I'm thinking, oh, you know what? 2, 3 days, no big deal. It's fine. I'm not going to press the issue. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. There's more people in the space, but it is what it is. The most of the time, they're in the other room. The problem became when there were multiple people in the kitchen. Now, I'm similar to you in the regard of like not really keeping a clean kitchen, but I don't want other bodies in the kitchen when I'm in the kitchen. I tell my wife all the time, this is a one butt kitchen. Like, when I'm in the kitchen, GTFO. Like, I don't want anybody else in the kitchen while I'm cooking or I'm cleaning or doing anything. It just drives me crazy. I don't know why I can't share a kitchen. Once this started happening, like 2 or 3 times, I was just like, all right, this is annoying. And mind you, the stay lasted to 4 or 5 days to a week to like 2 weeks, and I was like, this doesn't make sense anymore. I was like, this person needs to like pay their way because they're using the utilities too. Like they're taking showers, they're doing everything. Like we need to figure something out.
Using my internet.
Right? Messing with the bandwidth. Like
that's another device.
It's another device, and me being passive aggressive, I'm like, I don't know this device. Blah. I'm not gonna lie. There were some times I was like a little bit passive aggressive about the situation. Fast forward, I like call my roommate. I'm like, yo, we need to have a conversation. While the person wasn't there, I was like, they gotta pay their way. He's just like, yeah, well, technically they're using my space, so they're paying me half of my space. I'm like, no, that's not how that works. Like they'll pay a third of everything. He's like, well, I got the bigger room. So, well, I can't remember if I had the bigger room at the time. No, I think he did. Yeah, so it was, we should do it based off the square footage. And I'm like, no, just do it 3 ways. And for those, once we had it paid, once I was getting paid my share, like the fair share, it was fine. Like I was like, they can stay as long as they want. It doesn't bother me because I have so much money to go hang out with my friends and do other things. But it's just, I can't imagine living with more than one other person. I don't know. I know you did it for a while, Jermaine, but I don't know how
Yeah.
you manage that.
It was rough because it was the similar situation where I had to come to my roommate that was living there prior to their partner coming, and the crazy part, COVID happened, so like it was like lockdown, no one can leave. So I was like, well, someone need to pay something, bro, like because they're living in the space, they're like, and it was, again the same thing. I don't understand that. And Catherine, can you like, have you ever had a situation where you like had a roommate that then lived with like a partner or something lived with them? Like, have you ever had that similar experience?
Yeah, it happened. Like the same thing. Like I had, they were dating when we decided to be roommates, but yeah.
I know we were talking
Uh,
about.
they were dating when we decided to be roommates, and I think it had been a problem with my roommate's previous roommates, like situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I like didn't really care a ton because they were sharing her bedroom and whatever. But then when it came to like that person is in the space when your roommate is not there, and like
Yeah, because I think at that point they're a roommate. They're just sleeping in the
well,
bed. Like,
and I would come home and like they would be on the couch watching TV, and you're like, cool, I'm gonna grab my bottle of wine and go upstairs to my bedroom.
yeah, okay. I feel like this needs to be a logistic, a logistic conversation because this is a ick for me when someone that isn't on the lease like fights for the fact that I don't have to pay rent even though I'm here 24/7. I feel like this needs to be because if it were me, I'm gonna say if it were me, I would be like, all right, I'm in this space, I'm living in this spot. My mama taught me right. I'm gonna pay, I'm gonna pay you. I'm gonna pay you because I'm living here.
Are you insinuating that people's mothers didn't and raise
I'm
them right?
saying my mama raised me right. I ain't saying other people my mother raised right. I'm just saying my mama raised me right.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
But
But
I
it's like
mean, it's go ahead,
it's
Captain.
I feel like it's like a one of our generational things because like this boyfriend had his own apartment that he paid for and like
Mm.
paid rent there, and so it was that was like they weren't really living together. He just never stayed at the apartment that he was paying for and stayed at our apartment for free, but it's like a we don't really live together. I have my own space.
Oh, that's hard. That's that gray area because he
That's
has
like
his
the
own
first time I've
spot.
really seen that situation. I've never seen it where like someone's just not paying rent flat out anywhere. Like that for sure wouldn't fly.
Well, it was like, oh, I'm down on my luck. I just need a place to crash, and then I'm like,
Not
yeah,
for free. $100 a night.
I should do it like
$100
a
a night.
hotel. You
Right. At
should.
that point, just move into a hotel because that's a way better, more options, more space, more privacy. Like $100 a night, that's insane. But like, at least pay the third that you should be paying, or the fourth, or whatever it might be. But that actually brings up a good point. At what point is it being a bro? Like, should you?
Mm.
Let's say this is like a pursuit for your roommate, or you're friends with this roommate, so it's not just a random person that you're shacking up
Oh, if it
with.
was a random person, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, random person like day two. I'm like, oh yeah, what's happening?
Right.
Like once I see the suitcase roll in the house, I'm like,
Bro, once I see them without like street clothes on, walking around the house, I'm like, hold up. She making bacon, bro? She making eggs in the crib? Like, what's happening?
What?
I can't even make toast going in there.
But like, let's give a scenario. Let's say me and you are roommates, Jermaine,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like chilling, whatever, and you talking to this girl, and she's like, "Oh, my lease ends. Can I like just move in with you?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just come on, come on, come on." You come to me as a man. Let's say in this scenario, you talk to me. Actually, no, no, fuck that, fuck that. You're not talking to me. You say, "Yeah, cool. You can move in. I got a big room. I got the biggest room in the house, flexing, whatever." She moves on in, Am I going to tell you straight up at the very beginning, she got to go, when it's in the pursuit of a friend getting cheeks? I don't think I'm going to say nothing until it starts pissing me off. And when I say pissing me off, it means when I'm in the kitchen, I don't want to see nobody else in the kitchen. I don't want to have to clean nobody's dishes. But also, I feel like if you know you're not paying rent somewhere, you gotta do something to make like show your value. Like say like, hey, I'm gonna do all the dishes since I know I'm not doing something. Like I don't know. I feel like you should offer yourself for tribute in some way, shape, or form. What do you think?
I want to pass it on to Catherine before I say my thoughts.
You know, I just realized that I did this in Charleston after my yoga. Well, like, we talked about it and stuff. And, like, I was staying with my friend from yoga teacher training at her house. And they were generous and, like, didn't charge me to stay there in their guest bedroom. But, yeah, I would, like, try to do dishes and take the dogs for walks and, like, vacuum and mop the floors and all of that kind of stuff.
Not being an attribute to the house, even though you don't have to pay.
Yeah, and like making sure that I was like quiet and home, like around their like worked around their schedule because they got up very early and went to bed very early.
Yeah, I
Picturing
mean,
you, Dobby, like the free elf. Clean it up.
it's like I got the sock though.
Oh,
I got the sock. Dobby. Hey yo, Dobby the most goated roommate ever, bro. My man that makes no noise, cleaned up everything. This is when he was a free elf, so therefore he was a roommate. Otherwise, my man, they were doing some shady stuff in Hogwarts. Where was he at? The Malfoy, the Malfoy mansion.
sure. I don't know.
Martin
I
is
don't
gonna
want
be
to
like,
listen. I don't care for Harry Potter. I don't give two craps about it. I know that I'm Gryffindor.
okay, are
I
you a
rep that.
Gryffindor?
I rep that hard. But outside of that, I don't know anything about Harry Potter. My wife loves it too. That's the crazy part. Like her family, all of them really love Harry Potter. I just know like random catchphrases. Like
You're a wizard, Harry.
if you're on TikTok, you've heard this a lot. But like, there's like this one thing where like Ron, Harry, and Hermione are like doing chess or something. It's just like, on my move, you'll be free to check the king. Have you heard this?
No.
Oh my god, I sound stupid. I sound stupid. But I've been quoting. I'm gonna put it in. We're gonna put it in the link below, in the comments below. But it's like, it's the funniest thing because people just make fun of it. It's just like, he's going to sacrifice himself. No, you can't. You can't.
What turn did this podcast just take?
It took a Harry Potter turn. It took a Harry Potter turn.
It's just so funny because it's probably one of my wife's icks too because I always quote that randomly. Like we're just laying in bed and I'm like, he's going to sacrifice.
Okay. I'm gonna move on from the hierarchical needs, or at least the need to understand why people aren't paying rent. Let's go to other icks, random ass icks. Okay. Perfect one is if your roommate is hogging the TV. That all right. Let's say you're 2020 realize that blue light fucks you up, so you don't got a TV in your room. Only one TV in the house. One, rookie mistake. Because I never trust that rule. Literally, I got a TV right behind me. If anyone in this group had just a TV in the living room, talk on it. Have you ever experienced that, Martin, with having just the TV in the room and you having a roommate?
Yeah.
A living room, sorry, not your room.
Yeah, I mean, I have a TV here in my office, but I never use it. I only use it when I'm working. And that sounds horrible because I'm working. But I usually have like Spotify or like podcast playing on there. So when it's just me and my wife, the common area has the only TV. We don't have a TV in our bedroom. Early on, it was a point of contention because I feel like she doesn't watch things that I'm interested in sometimes, and then I know she don't care about all the sports that I watch. So it's a point of contention. So sometimes you got to game the system, guys. And
Okay.
what you do is you say, "Hey, I know your birthday's coming up. I'm gonna get you an iPad." So the iPad serves as an additional screen. And with the iPad, what you do is you don't like you got the iPad and you're like, this is great, but you have to still hear what she's watching. So then you're like Bluetooth headphones. Boom. So you get Bluetooth headphones and the iPad. And like if she gets the TV before me, that's fine. I'm chilling. I have my iPad, I have my headphones. I'm gonna watch what I want on my iPad. And vice versa, if I got the TV, she'll have her iPad and her headphones and watch what she wants to watch. It's the perfect middle ground. It only costs you $800, but after that small down payment, not small, after that investment, you have peace in your household.
You guys
I
made
think it's
each other.
perfect. The first TV gets it.
You made each other screen kids, where you're like, pull out your iPad. Don't talk to me until the check comes at dinner.
Exactly. Hey, I don't judge anybody else's situation. I know we're not perfect, like, but if it works for us, it works for us. And
Honestly,
she probably
bro,
listened to this like, you incepted me, and I'm gonna deal with that after the pod. But it works for us.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's
Thank
complete.
you.
I think it's complete because I see my parents, and it's also you. This is for couples. I don't know if you got a roommate that you want to be cool with, cuddle up while you watching Star Wars and they're watching Grey's Anatomy. Cool, y'all do whatever y'all want as roommates. Um, but I think it's brilliant because especially in relationships where like because I have my parents like when my mom puts on Lifetime movie network. I feel like I said it all at that moment. My dad's like, I want to watch sports, and my brain, I'm like literally dying, so I'm gonna go downstairs in my man cave. So they're constantly like separated. So I think like keeping like being in close proximity to one another. One person got their iPad, bigger screen than the phone. You know, you ain't squinting while watching Netflix. Win-win. Whoever gets the TV first wins. But guess what? We both got iPads. We're around each other. You know, you can rest on me. I think it's a win-win.
It should be, but I also think that this is treated of necessity because we only have a tiny ass apartment. God forbid we move into the house so I get a whole TV in a different room and like a man
Oh,
cave. Bro, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. We have
And
our
I
she'll
shows.
never see you again.
We have our
realized
shows. We have
for
our
your
shows to watch together.
baby shower and getting you walkie talkies, so you find each other.
That actually would probably be helpful, to be honest. We're going to be like separate. Well, with the kid, I doubt we're going to be able to do that, but we're probably going to be in separate places of the house. Oh, we lost you, Michael.
I'm here. Catherine, what do you think about that setup? Like, in your future relationship, would you be like cool with the fact that you'll be like, oh, okay, well, we got one TV, we don't got a TV in the room, in the bedroom, no TV bedroom, off limits, two tablets. What you doing? You say yay or nay with a small down payment of $1,600.
In this economy, probably.
Well, it's two pads, right? Like each one is like 800, right?
Oh, you know what? You're right. You math that right. Good job.
Unless you work with if you get that new phone on T-Mobile and then
Oh, they throwing that free iPad for you. I mean, it might be 3 generations old, but you got an iPad.
hey yo, it'll work though. What you thinking, Catherine?
I've always watched TV together with my partner, but yeah, I could get on the iPad train, I think.
But they want the NBA Finals. Well, now you're a basketball head. You know now you're
Yeah, I was
about that.
gonna say more.
All right, what about they follow the Eagles? You cool with football? You like football?
I'm a
No, here's what you
Brilliant.
do. They watch UFC.
There we
Ooh.
go.
Yeah, I'm out for that one.
And then you're like, oh, Great British Bake Off's on.
I go take a
Ugh.
bath. I'm like, yep, I'm going to take a bath.
Take a bath. The UFC fight is like 5 hours, bro. Like, I'm sorry. 4. Excuse me, I misspoke.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, like the prelims, you have the early. It depends. You got the early prelims and the prelims and the main card. So it could be 5 to 6 hours. Like,
Mm,
what are you doing? Are you just gonna be like, I'm gonna take a bath for 6 hours? I'm gonna soak.
I'm gonna go on a run. I'm gonna go on a run. I got a question for both of you guys as we're like, moving towards the end of the episode. What? Dang it! I lost it.
It's the dyslexia. I get it.
It is the dyslexia, bro. Something in the brain.
Dyslexia is where. Oh my gosh.
No, go ahead. No, tell me.
I was
Explain my
trolling. We were
disease,
trolling.
Catherine. Explain my self-diagnosed disease.
It's self-diagnosed.
No. Well, it's not really self-diagnosed. He went to WebMD.
Yeah, exactly.
Mayo Clinic.
AI did it. Anyways, the question is, when it comes to chores,
Supposedly my 2 best friends.
you love us.
Oh, we're soul bonded. What's your name again?
All right, look. Honestly, I'm gonna say dyslexia. It might be Alzheimer's. I hope it's kind of the whole time. Anyways, so when it comes to chores, because chores is a huge issue in roommate dynamics and relationship dynamics. Chore board or no?
Mm.
I think chore board in a relationship is like poking the bear. So chore board or no for like roommates?
What chores are we talking about for roommates?
I mean, look, take
Like,
out the trash, vacuum the house. Heaven forbid you ask somebody to sweep, wipe down the counters, dust.
all right, so don't take this the wrong way. I don't think me and Chris did any chores in the house. Like, I can't. I don't think we owned a vacuum. Like, I don't think we had a vacuum to save our lives. Like, sweeping? What's a broom? Isn't that what they use to play Quidditch? Like,
I'm
no,
done.
that's not being used in this house. Now, the only thing you got me with the trash, because I remember we would take turns taking the trash out. And whenever it's full, you take it out. So we would just keep stacking things
I'm
on top.
done.
And like the first person who had something fall off, they would have to take the trash out.
You play fucking Jenga with the trash can?
I mean, that's the only fair way to decide who takes the trash out.
The
That's the
person is
only way.
like, yo, you know what? It needs to go out, bro. Like I can smell my man put the chicken container that he cut out. It's stinking up the kitchen.
See, and this is why the marriage is hard thing is actually a thing. It's really not roommate. It comes down to like the male female living together dynamic.
Oh, so
That's
you
how
think
males
that's the case?
fight.
All right. So when it comes to, because you had a female roommate, right?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have any like friction other than the fact that my man was chilling there rent free.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we took care of our own stuff. And if something bothered us, we'd be like, hey, do you mind doing the dishes today? Like, it's really bothering me or whatever.
Without passive aggressive, I don't know, like
Yeah, that's
most
kind of
men.
passive, honestly.
Honestly, man, I don't know.
Like, imagine, Ayo Jermaine, it'd be really nice if you were on time for the podcast. Like, like respectfully though, because
And
I'm
now
not.
I'm gonna cry after. But no, that's awesome, Catherine. Because if it were me, I'm like, I was when I kept doing all the dishes, I was like, you know what? This week I'm not doing any dishes. Don't even care. So I didn't even do dishes. I ate out, whatever. And guess what happened?
You did them
Everyone
next
just
week.
started eating out. They didn't even, the dishes piled up. No one, like, I was like, ain't this a bitch? Ain't this a... They're like, them dishes gonna stay there.
Yeah, no, that's pain. I mean, I get it. I do the same thing. I'd be like, yo, 7-Eleven's right around the corner. It's honestly cheaper than when I go and cook food. But my spaghetti be fire though, so I gotta like only make spaghetti.
And maybe we need another episode on the male female dynamic because I would love. We will put the TikToks or at least one of the TikToks down below. With this, like, what is it called? I can't remember. Like,
Marriage is hard.
marriage is hard. Thank you.
There you go.
Stop looking at me like that. I told you it might be Alzheimer's. But
He
what do you
may be
guys think?
artistic.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about? Share some experiences. Stop laughing at me. Stop making fun of my mental disease. What do you guys think about roommate? Lord, how many? Icks during roommate with roommates. I know I'm trying, bro. It's hard. Life is hard. There's a recession. Biden ain't doing shit. I'm trying to get through it. All right, but anyway, what do you guys think? Please let us know in the comment below. Let us know what things gave you an ick with your roommate or your partner. Please let us know. Also, where can they send us at other than from the comments below and on the live stream? Where can they send their comments and questions at?
Yeah, you can find us at Unsolicited Counseling Podcast on Facebook. You can find us at Unsolicited Counseling on Instagram and YouTube. And you can shoot us an email at youadvicepodcast@gmail.com.
Awesome, guys. And as always, love you guys. Here for you guys. One drink at a time. One episode at a time. Be easy, y'all.
Latest.
Punching out.